Welcome to EJUC 102, the teacher and the community, school culture, and organizational leadership. I am Antoinette P. Rodriguez, and today we'll be discussing about the rules and competencies of school heads. But before going to our discussion proper, let's have first our learning objectives. So at the end of the lesson, the students are expected to identify the rules and competencies of school heads, compare instructional leadership to administrative leadership, and discuss competency frameworks for Philippines and for Southeast Asia. So first, let's identify these terms or words. So the first one is the rules. So rules is a socially expected behavioral pattern usually determined by an individual status in a particular society, and that was according to Merriam-Webster. So it refers to how someone portray his or herself in a particular area or a community. So for an example, at our home, our rule is being a good daughter, or a son, or a siblings, and for the school, and in the school, our rule is being a student. The next one is competencies. So these are the knowledge, ability, skills, and behaviors that contribute to individual and organizational performance. So you have some ways of thinking or behaving that something or matters for performance on that certain task. So for an example, if you are a seller, then your ability to establish trust with customers affects the sales you make. So being able to establish credibility is a part of your competence in that job. So that is competence. So the next term is school heads. So these are the agents of change who contribute a major impression on the education through their information sharing methods, creating supportive social connections, participating in mentoring programs, and fostering progress. So these are the agents for change in which they plays a vital role to education or educating students. So they are the ones to look and manage to the school with regards to shaping a vision for academic success for all students. So improving instruction, review procedures and the school policies, and find things that needs to improve or develop for the betterment of the school, especially the students. So, what is NCBSSH? So, National Competency-Based Standards for School Heads, issued in DepEd Order 32 Series of 2010 on April 16, 2010. So, it is the competency frameworks for the Philippines. So, these are the list of competencies that was identified for the school heads and are classified into 7 domains for school leadership and management. So let's start with the first domain, which is the school leadership. So under the school leadership, this includes developing and communicating vision, mission, goals, and objectives. Then, database strategic planning, problem solving, building high-performance teams, coordinating with others, and leading and managing teams. So under this domain, effective leadership is the core of every successful school. This domain emphasizes that effective school heads or leaders collaboratively create a vision and establish a climate for teachers, non-teaching personnel, and learners to reach their highest level of achievement. So of course, in data-based strategic planning, school heads seek or create a plan to what should be do or what should be done. Building high performance teams, so they provide or have a meetings, orientation, and convention, so that their idea would be developed and would become better. And of course, we also have a problem solving in a way or in such way that we encounter a lack of facilities, learning tools, and other instructional materials. So of course, we have also policies that would guide students to what should be do or done in a school, that we are be guided or tolerated with our bad or inappropriate behavior, so that this school would be organized and pleasant. Then, the second domain is instructional leadership. So, this includes assessment for learning, developing programs or adapting existing programs, implementing programs for instructional improvement, and instructional supervision. So, under this domain, it means that education reforms have created an urgent needs for strong emphasis on the development of instructional leadership skills. So, this domain covers those actions in instructional leadership, just what I have said earlier: the assessment for learning, development and implementation, instructional supervision, and technical assistance that school heads take or delegate to others to promote good teaching and high-level learning among students. So let's proceed to the domain 3, which is creating a student-centered learning climate. So this includes setting high social academic expectation and creating school environments focused on the needs of the learners. So of course, everything that was working by our instructors and school heads, teachers, are for us students to provide our needs and impart knowledge for us to prepare for the next stage and build for the future. So under this domain, this requires that effective school leaders set high standards and create high expectations for learners at the same time, recognizing their achievement. The fourth domain is HR management and professional development. It includes creating a professional learning community, recruitment and hiring, and managing performance of teachers and staffs. So, under this domain, effective school leaders develop the skills and the talents of those around them. So, this domain includes the nurturing and supporting of the learning community that recruits teachers and based on the NCBTS and promotes the continuous growth and development of personnel. And the fifth domain is parent involvement and community partnership, which is parental involvement and external community partnership. So in parental involvement, example, in secondary school, we have the PTA, or what we call the Parents Teachers Association, which parents and teachers talks about the policies of the schools. So the teachers inform the parents to what are their rules, school rules and regulation, for them also to know that the students or their child would be to inform what are the does and don'ts, and also about the grades and the obligations, and also the attitude towards the teachers or towards their classmates. So for external community partnership, for an example, the LGU that and other agencies that would extend their help to the school for its needs. So under this domain, effective school heads engage in shared decision making with the community in achieving universal participation, completion, and functional literacy. It also covers parents and other stakeholders' involvement to raise learners' performance. And for the sixth domain, we have the school management and operations. So we have the managing school operations, fiscal management, and use of technology in management of the operation. So this covers the critical role of school heads by play in managing the implementations and monitoring of their school improvement plan or annual implementation plan. And the seventh domain is personal and professional attributes and interpersonal effectiveness. So this includes professionalism, communication, interpersonal sensitivity, fairness, honesty, and integrity. So let's talk first about the professionalism, a type of behavior that you should expect from a professional person. So kay graduhan man ta, especially ka ng degree holder, they should act accordingly. Dili kay taas na ka, mawala na ang maayong pamatasan, usually mang-degrade sa ubang tao or sa usa ka tao. So always remember that attitude or being humble is the most important. So tarungon na to og dala kung naaman ta sa taas, tarungon na to og dala ang mga nasa ubos kay before ka nasa imong position karon, nag-start ka sa baba. So another one is the communication. So it is one of the most important of being the leader or school head. You should know how to communicate, because how you would know the students' needs or the teacher's needs if you fail to communicate with them. So school must consult or seek information with his or her staffs as well, listen suggestions, comments, unsay mga angay buhaton para sa kalambuan aron sa to address problems and give solutions. So, the next one is the interpersonal sensitivity. So, this is ability to accurately assess others' abilities, states, and traits from non-verbal cues. So, kanang kabalo ka mo manage or makasense ka kung unsa ang feeling sa usa ka tao. For an example, kung masuko, unsaon nimo pag-approach na dili siya masuko nimo, or kung bothers na ay way unsaon siya pag-communicate. So on the other side, na ay disadvantage for too much interpersonal sensitivity. So if someone has too much interpersonal sensitivity or unpleasant social interactions with other people, hurt them more deeply than most of the other people. So on the other side of the coin, someone that is interpersonally sensitive may notice when others are having emotional pain. So soft-hearted ba kanang dali ra siya masakitan, gamay ra na storya mahiubos na dayon siya. So napoy mga tao na ingon ana. So the last one that part of this domain is the fairness, honesty, and integrity. So, yes, as a school head, we should be fair. Kung kinsay karapat dapat ana nga butang, then that belongs to him. Dili kay katong duol lang sa kanang ginakot na tuog luwag or katong bet lang. We should be honest, or our duty is to serve. Then buhaton na to ang tama og ang angay nga dapat buhaton. So, bisan dili pabor sa tua pero kay sa ngalan nga tama siya, buhaton na to, and you will live accordance in your deepest values kay naa kay baruganan or paninindigan. You're honest with everyone and you always keep your word. So, under this domain, effective school leaders are models of professionalism, ethical and moral leadership. This domain includes the development of pride in the nobility of the teaching profession. Alright, those are the 7 domains under the competency framework for the Philippines. And that concludes my discussion. Thank you and have a good day.